Okay, so when you graph this, many of you probably would have predicted this. We shifted this 3 to the right. That should go 5 to the right, and that's true. We're going to end up with a hyperbola. Okay, and that hyperbola, instead of having a center at 0, 0, it's going to have the center at 5, 0. The vertex is going to shift over to positive 1, 0. And this vertex is going to be at 9, 0. Everything's going to shift over by 5. We're still going to have these asymptotes the same angle. Nothing's changed. There's no compression or expansion going on here. And we just have a horizontal shift. Okay, and that's true. Okay, so it works just like with parabolas. Now this one here is slightly different though. What happened? Well, normally we have with the y, it was on the outside and plus 2 meant up to. Well, this y now is not on the other side of the equation of y. So if I did plus 2 here, and maybe I'm going to write this out a little bit more clearly. If I have y equals x squared plus 2, that definitely is up to. But this plus 2 is not on the other side. It's with the y. So what does that plus 2 look like when I actually put it with the y? It looks like this. So the up to, this is still going up 2. But when we put it with the y, it looks just like, it's the opposite, just like with x's. And that's true here. This y plus 2 actually moves it down. It's the opposite. Okay, just like with what happens with x. And the reason why is because now the transformation variable is actually with the y, whereas before it was on the other side. It was on the other side of the y. When we put it with the y, just like we have our transformations with x's, it transforms in the same way. So this graph then looks like this. This has been shifted 2 down. So in fact, we're just going to have the center at 0, negative 2. The vertices are going to be in the same spot. Okay, it's going to be 4, but down 2, and negative 4 and down 2. Our asymptotes are still going to be plus minus 1. Okay, the angle is going to be same. And then we have our graphs like this. So it's the same graph. Nothing's changed. We haven't flipped it or anything like that. It's the same graph, but now the transformation is down 2. And that's one thing I want you to note. And we'll look at this a little bit deeper later. But when the transformation with the x's was with the x's, everything was done in the opposite. When the transformation for the y's is with the y's, everything is done in the opposite, just like what would happen with the x's. Okay, and we can actually justify it through this here. We know that's up to, but when we put that up to with the y variable, it's the opposite sign. Okay, so that's something that we want to consider and we want to look at. And we're going to, as we use this, you will notice that we'll actually get very used to this idea.